seen it.
All right, great. So we're going to look at these questions right now. So remember on Monday's class, I figure you guys have learned the AC method, right? So all you have to do is identify what is A, what is C, and then find factors of those numbers, right? So once you say, all right, factors are the product at least, I'm going to say it that way. So in this case, the A would be 1, and your C would be negative 12. So if you were to look on it and say, all right, A times C would be 1 times negative 12, which is negative 12. So you need to look at factors now of negative 12 such that when you add them, you get a negative 1. So what comes to mind is negative 4 and 3, because negative 4 times 3 is negative 12, of course, and negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. All right, so if I were to show the multiplication, so we see that these two factors satisfy the middle term here, as well as, of course, I have to get back the end term. But really and truly, I would say the AC number, which is the focus, right? See here, and then this one would relate to the middle. So we know that. So at the end of the day, now we rewrite this expression using the information that we know now. It looks like I'm going out of space, but if anything, I don't know, just make some adjustments. So I have x squared minus 4x, or we could put plus 3x minus 4x. Either way, I'll put the minus 4x plus 3x, or I could say plus 3x minus 4x, that's what I was saying. All right, so we know that this middle portion replaces negative x, exactly, right? Then you factor by a pair now. So it's a x in bracket x minus 4, and then we'll have 3 in bracket x minus 4. From here, you see that x minus 4 is a common factor. So you can further factorize that. So let me create some space. So the next question I have to just make sure I don't use so much space. Right? So from here now we have x minus 4, and then we have x plus 3. And that's how you do that question. So you just have to remember, look at the AC. In this case, A is 1, C is minus 12. So you're trying to find factors of negative 12, such that when you add them, you get the middle term, in this case, minus 1. So it could be add or subtract, whichever way you look at it, you just need to get a negative 1. And you replace those now. You replace the negative x with the factors that satisfy the criteria up here, and then you factorize by pair. All right, so the next one. So everybody got this one, or I know Amma had problem with this one. But Shauna, you got this one? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, let me move
Sir,
on.
I'm saying I was the one who had problem with it a while ago because I
Oh,
was bumped out on Monday.
oh, Shauna or Amoy?
Shauna.
Oh, so Amoy, yeah, what about you? Everything good with number one?
No, I didn't get that.
You didn't get it. Okay. All right. So remember that you guys can watch a video, you know. So if you got bumped out, just remember that you can just look at the video cards. I actually sent it sometime in the week, right?
Yes, sir. But okay, sir. I got it in, sir. But I was at school.
Mm-hmm.
I had some students in because they were having internet trouble, so I was at school most of the time.
Okay, okay. All right, no problem.
Oh,
So that video that you can review hopefully this weekend then.
yes, sir.
All right,
Plan to.
yeah. All right, so let's continue. So what about this one? So AC, let me go again. So AC in this case, so A times C. So 1 again, minus negative 10. And you see why I stress this AC, right? Because if you look at all these questions, the A is 1. But you can have questions where the A is something other than 1, right? So we have negative 10. And now we're trying to find factors of negative 10 such that we can get negative 3. So factors such that when you add them or if you subtract them, you get a negative 3. Um, so what comes to mind? So when you think about factors of
Minus 3 plus 7.
no.
Um.
So remember they have to be factors of negative 10, you know,
Oh
minus
yes.
3, not a factor
Yes.
of
No. 3 is not a factor of 10.
mm,
Uh.
think
Then
about
you 2, 5.
so 2, we know 2 is a factor
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And we know 5 is a
2 and
factor,
5.
right?
Yes. 2 and 5.
So 2 and
Minus
5.
2 plus 5.
You sure it's not the other way? Because we have a negative here, you know.
So it will be minus 5
Yeah.
plus 2.
So
Plus 2.
minus, all right. So minus 5 plus 2. So if we look at it, so minus 5 plus 2, we get minus 3,
Minus 3.
right? And we know that minus 5 plus 2, or we should say minus 5 times 2 is negative 10 for sure.
Negative 10 for
And
sure. Yes.
minus 5 plus 2 is equal to negative 3.
Yes.
All right, so we know that works. So let's see if this color, so that one I choose. All right. So if we replace the middle piece now, right? Let me fix up this because I don't want it to look away. So if we go ahead and say, all right, x squared minus 5x,
Minus 5
right,
x
plus
plus
2x minus
x.
10.
Mm-hmm.
And then we factor by pairs now. So x
I
into,
drop x. Open bracket. X minus 5 plus 2x minus
right? And so we say x
10.
minus 5 is common. X minus 5. And then we're left back with x plus 2. And we're through. So that's how you would do that question.
Okay.
So this thing does require practice, you know. That's all I would tell you guys. Just crazy practice. So I have quite a few questions can give to you guys. We actually have them, you know, but we'll talk about it after class. So what about this
Okay, sir.
question?
So is that 9 or A?
So this is 9 here and this is 8.
Okay.
All right.
For that one, factors of 8 would be 2 and 4. But I'm not seeing how they end up with 9.
Mm-hmm. Other factor.
2, 4. No. So I'm not seeing how they end up with the 9D. Oh, because we'd have a 1x extra.
So
Hmm.
the questions like these, when you practice a lot, you notice they have a trend. Anytime when it's one extra, so you have 8 here, you have 9, you just know that you
Yes.
can use factors like just 8 and 1. So 8 times 1 is
Okay.
8, and 8 plus 1 is 9. Right?
Once you see that there's an extra after you
Yeah,
find the fact. Okay.
yeah. Anytime,
Okay.
so it's just practice. When you notice that extra, you say, all right, then I can just use 8 and 1. Sometimes when it say, for example, say this was a negative sign. Say I had negative 8, and say I had 7. then you could say,
Mm-hmm.
all right, then this is 8 minus 1, right? So 8
Okay.
minus 1 would give me 7, and 8 times minus 1 would give me negative 8. So it's like when you, as I said, the more you practice and notice those little things so that it helps you to find the factors faster, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
all right, so let's go to it now. So we'll say, or A times C is 1 times 8, right? And then we'll say, okay, we can simply, so this is 8, and we can simply
Yes.
send these factors 1
Mm-hmm.
and 8 do the job,
Yes.
because 1 plus 8 is equal
Is
to
9.
9. All right, so we can go ahead. So x squared, we can say plus x plus 8x plus 8. And then we can factor here by pairs. And now we have, so x plus 1 is common. We can say x plus 1, x plus 8. And we'll finish.
Okay.
Right? So
Good.
the question that was here, you know what? I'll leave question 4 to the end. Since the space, I'll create some other space for that. So we'll go to question 5.
Okay.
So what do we have here?
Will be 2 and 5
2 and
for
5.
the factors.
So what kind of 2 and 5 now? Because as you can see, I have a negative sign here.
The the 5 is positive. So negative times a negative gives you a positive. Two negatives.
2 negatives, great. So we would have, so let me write that now. So AC, A times C is 1
Is
times
equal
10,
to.
which we know is 10. So nothing special there. And then we
Yes.
know that if we use factors 2, negative 2 and
Mm-hmm.
negative 5, right? So
Yes.
this gives us 10. So negative 2 times negative 5 give us positive
You
10,
get positive 10
and negative 2
when you add them.
and
You
we
get
add
a negative 7.
a negative 7.
Yes.
Right? So let we use those now. Let me see if I can create some space. So we have x squared negative
Mm-hmm.
2x negative 5x plus 10.
Yes.
Factor by pair again. So I have,
Mm-hmm. X squared
good.
minus 5.
So
Yes,
next up
sir.
we have this one now. What do you think?
That's 2 positive would be 2 and 7.
1 7. Excellent. So let us just get right into it. Since, so I have, so 2x 7x plus 14.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have x into
So open bracket x plus 2.
x
Then you
plus.
have x 7 x plus 2. Okay.
Right, and the order doesn't matter, right? So it could be x plus 7 times x plus 2 in bracket, right?
I got those two, sir.
Great.
Definitely got those two last ones.
All right, excellent. So what was number 4? Because I had,
Number 4 was x squared plus 6x plus 9.
all right, good. So what factors are working with now?
3.
3.
3 and 2.
Hmm?
Yes, sir. 3. 3 plus 3.
All right, great. So we know that 3 is 9, and we know that 3
Yes,
plus 3 is 6, right? So
sir.
we can just go into this question. Hold on a second. So this is question 4. So 3x plus 3x plus 9. And then we say 3 into that, 3, then we go 3 into, right? So far, so good,
Yes, sir. Mhm.
right? And this is just x plus
Yes,
3
but-
squared, right? All right.
So the only thing I didn't write x plus three x open bracket x plus three close bracket square. I didn't write the square for that one. Didn't
Okay,
do that last part of it. I just stopped it at x plus three open bracket close, and then have x plus three
equals
again.
bracket. No
Open and
problem.
close bracket.
No problem. With
Okay.
practice, you'll spot those things, right? You'll know that you can do that.
Okay then.
All right. So, yeah, so let's move right along. So, we got those. So, what we need to do now
Yes,
is
sir.
to look at questions where A is something other than 1.
Hmm.
See what happens, right? If we, this is the same AC principle, or principles, same AC. So, let us write it real quick. So, and you can attempt them while I write them. So we
Okay.
have, so let me put one, so let me put them in black. So we have, right, mhm, mhm. So this is a 3 right here. Mhm. So number 4, let me try. All right, so try those. I'll then pause the video and then we'll come back when you guys, give you guys about 5 minutes or so to get back. All right, so let's start again. So you notice now in these questions, the coefficient of the x squared term is some other number than 1, right? So, or if another way I can say that the a term, or the number that represents, how should I say, the variable a that we use to do our AC method, in this case is something other than some other number than 1, right? So the good thing though is that we have been saying, we need to find factors of A times C. So the same method would apply, no difference. So if we look at this, A times C is 3
Mhm.
times negative 1,
Yes,
which is
sir.
equal to negative 3. So we're trying to find factors of negative 3, right, that we can break out, add or subtract and get negative 2. So any ideas? Any ideas?
-3 + 1.
Agree. That's it exactly. So negative 3 plus 1. So since I say it, I'm not going to write it. I'm going to just continue doing the question. So this means we have 3x squared negative 3x plus x minus 1, and then we factor by pairs, right? So 3x, and this would give us x minus 1, and then this is just plus 1, x minus 1. So we have x minus 1, and then we have 3x plus 1. And we're through. So that's good, right? So we spot that one. All right, what about this one? So our a times c, 2 times 2 equal 4. So this is the number that we're looking at. What factors of 4 now can we use to get 5?
1 and 4, sir.
1 and 4. So similar to what we had discussed in the previous set of questions, right? So 1 and 4. So not going right out, not going right 1 and 4. We're going to just go and finish up the question. So we have 3x squared. So now we have, I can put 4x or I can put 1, so positive. So let me put 4x plus x. So 4x plus
Isn't that
x is,
supposed to be 2x squared?
hmm?
2x
Repeat.
squared. You
Oh,
have
here,
3x
yeah,
squared.
yeah.
So you have 3x.
My bad. It's supposed to be 2. All right. So I don't know what I was looking at. So that's 2x squared, and then we'll have 4x plus x plus 2, right? So here now we factor out the 2x. So I have x here, we'll have 2, now we'll have 1x plus 2. And then we have x plus 2, 2x plus 1. Done. All right. Come again. So a times c is what? 3 times 4, which is 12. So we're looking at 12. So what numbers can we come up with? What factors such that when we add them we get 8? Come on, guys. What?
6 plus 2.
6 plus 2. So 6 times 2 is 12, and 6 plus 2 is 8.
Yes.
All right. So let us get to the question. So we have 3x squared, 6x plus 2x plus 4. And we can factor now. So this is 3x. X plus,
X,
almost come here. So
2.
2.
great. And then we have 2 and then x plus 2. So that part not so challenging. So we're going
Oh,
to x plus 2, and then we'll have 3x plus 2. There so far?
yes, sir. Get in there.
Good. So let us scroll down a little. The AC again now, A times C is 4 times negative 3. This is negative 12.
-12.
All right, so what factors are negative 12 that we can use to get negative 11? So what factors we can use such that when add and or subtract we get negative 11.
-11. Um,
Negative 12 plus 1.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, so let us do that now. So I have 4x squared negative 12x plus x minus 3. All right, so Factoring by pair now. I'm going to ask you guys, what should I do here? Hello.
You're gonna have 4x open bracket x minus 3
Yeah.
close bracket plus 1 x
Nice.
minus 3 close bracket.
Great. So now we can have x minus 3, 4x plus 1. Lovely. All right, so here's another one. A times c, so 6 times 1 is 6, so the focus is on 6. Again, what factors?
6 and 1, so you have 6 minus 1 equal 5.
Hmm?
6 minus 1.
All right, so notice that we have
Sir, but you could
positive. This is positive, so there's no, the only way we could
2
use
and 3, sir.
2 and 3, we'd have to use positive 2, positive 3. All right, so those are the factors. So 6x, I'll keep looking at the one over there. So this is 6x squared. So 2x plus 3x plus 1. So now we have 2x. So this is our 3x plus 1. And then 1, 3x plus 1. So this is 3x plus 1, then 2x plus 1. All right. So again, A times C, this is what 10 times minus 1, which is negative 10. What factors are we looking at?
Minus 5 plus 2.
Agree. So we have 10x, okay, so minus 5x plus 2 minus 1. So factor this, what we get? What we must put here?
2x.
You sure why not? Why not 5? It's 5. 5 is the highest common factor when it comes to the numbers.
Yes. Sir. Okay, sir.
5, so
5x.
5x.
Yes,
So
sir.
the 5x. And then let me write the 5x a little better. So we have 5x, then
Open bracket 2x.
2x minus 1 plus 1, 2x minus 1. So let me put a little border. So this becomes 2x minus 1, 5x plus 1.
5x plus.
And we're finished. All right, so hopefully that is clear for everybody. All right, so just practice, and I'll give you guys more questions to practice. So there's another thing that we need to look at, right, before we can comfortably just focus on practice alone, right? We have difference of two squares. I factorize each of the following using the difference of two squares result. So that is the directive. That's a question that I'm looking at. So you guys can't see it, but no worries. We'll get to it right now. So give me a second. Right. So let me create some space. So some time ago, I think it was last week, we did some questions, and there was one where I asked you guys to expand and simplify something that looked like this: a plus b, a minus b. I'd ask you guys to expand and simplify, and we'll go through the process, right? Went through it, and we said, okay, we can have a times everything in bracket here, and then b times everything in bracket. And when we're through, we get a square ab. We can write this as ab as well, and then b square. And the middle terms, they cancel each other out. So we have a square minus b square. So and I told you guys that if you were to look on it in the opposite direction, we're essentially saying that if we wanted to factorize a square minus b square, the result would simply be this guy, a plus b times a plus b in bracket times a minus b. So let me give you some examples, right? So check this out. If you were to look at, I'll probably use black marker. If we were to look at x squared, if somebody asked you to factorize x squared minus 1, then you can think of x squared minus 1 as x squared minus 1 squared. But we know what that should look like. We know what the factors should look like. So if you have something in the form a squared minus b squared, then when you factorize it, you get a plus b, a minus b. So the answer for this is just x plus 1, x minus 1. And that's it. That's the answer. If you want to test it, you can multiply it out and so that you get the original expression, right? But that's it. So this is a simple example. A more interesting example, or what you see, it's a crooked line, but anyway, a more interesting example is something like x squared minus 16. So this is the type of examples that you see where you have to make some adjustments. So for example, the next thing you do right here is I have to write it in the form a squared minus b squared. So currently you have a square, you have something square minus, but you need something square. So you see that 16 is a square number and you can't just rewrite it as 4 squared. Once you have it like this now, then you can proceed to factorize it as x plus 4 in bracket x minus 4. And you finish. So let's go again. So the thing to recognize, so just to remind you guys, this is you factorize, so the directive is factorize each of the following using the difference of 2 squared, right? So as the name suggests, you have the difference, which is a minus sign, and you have 2 squares, one on the left, one on the right. So it is a 2-term expression with a difference with a minus sign in the middle, separating them, and you have squares on the left. You have a square on the left and a square on the right. So square on the left, square on the right. So let's work another. So you may see where they say factorize by a difference of 2 squares, or you may just see them say factorize. And you just have to know that once you see an expression like this, you use this method. So let's just do another question. Check this one out now. This is even more interesting. And I would say these now are the more common types of question you see, because they want to test everything now. So you see something like this. They say, all right, or you need to say, what can I do here? I said that 4 can be written as 2 square. I said that 9 can be written as 3 square. So it's for you now to look at it and say, all right, 9 can be written as 3 square. You have x square right here. So, and 4 can be written as 2 square. Then now you say, all right, you know that laws are indices. Now, we haven't done laws of indices, but for these questions, you find that it's the same principle. You have a square here, you have a square here. Both of them can share the same square, right? Because what happened with the laws of indices, this square actually distributes. So it's like I have 3 to the 1, x to the 1, and then this 2 distribute and put the square on it. But don't worry too much. Just understand that that's what you do here. So when we go to laws of indices, now we flesh out all of that. But this is all you need to know for now. So look at this. You have 3x squared. You have 2 squared. So you have a difference. So it's difference of 2 squared. So all you need to do now is to say, all right, I just need to write what is here, 3x, and then put a plus 2 in bracket, and then write the 3x again and put a minus 2. And I'm finished. And you're done. So just to remind you guys that this thing makes sense, right? Because you can multiply this out and get the original expression. You see the 9x squared minus 4, you can multiply it out. So if you want, you can test it. I can test it now and say, all right, let me use a different color just to show you that this thing is real. No fake thing around here, right? So 3x times 3x, that's 9x squared. 3x times minus 2, that's minus 6x. And then 2 times 3x, that's positive 6x. And then 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So the middle term cancel out. Okay, I have a negative 6x, positive 6x, and now you have 9x squared minus 4. See? Same thing as above. So this thing really works, right? So let us do another one. Or maybe I ask you guys to do it. Yeah, I think if you guys see how I do these so far, then you should be able to at least attempt a couple. Right? So the takeaway message, try and get these questions. So as a difference of 2 squares. So you see right here, you do so the square and this, just put a square because there's one square is 1. Over here, 16 can be written as 4 square. Right? You have a difference in the middle, minus sign. So you know that you can just apply, once you reach here to a difference of 2 square, you can just say, okay, x plus the term and then x minus the term, right? So this one is a good example. You have 9x squared minus 4, you turn the 4 to a 2 square, you turn the 9 to a 3 square, you put these together, okay, you have square and square, 3x squared minus 2 square.
Sorry, you hearing me?
Yeah, man, I hear you.
My internet blanked out. Went a while ago, so I did not hear everything you said about work pertaining to work in this one.
Oh, no worry, man. I'll work on another one and you'll see.
Oh,
So,
all right.
or maybe I just recap. So, in a sense, what I was saying is that you have a difference of two squares. So you write the 9 as 3 square. You put an
Okay.
x square. You write the 4 as 2 square. And then from here, you have the difference of 2 squares. So you can just apply the relationship or the identity above, which is to write this now as 3x plus 2 in bracket,
Okay.
then 3x minus 2,
Okay.
right? All
All
right,
right.
so let me give you another question. So try this one out. 16, probably I should use it in black. Trying to develop a little color scheme thing. Um, and cause problem. Hold on a second. All right, so let's just try. So try this one, 16x squared minus 36. So try that one and try give a simple one over here. And try x squared. Oh, it's actually not x squared they give them. They put, I'm trying to give another simple one. I don't want it too difficult as it. So 4x squared minus 100. Can try that one. So try these two quickly, right? And then we'll see what we have. So giving you guys a minute. All right, a minute probably too short. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. All right. So tell me what to do. What we're doing here.
Okay. For the first one, one, sir, I have 4 square, x square, minus 6 square.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 4x, 4x, open close bracket with a square outside,
Mm-hmm.
minus 6 square.
Mm-hmm.
When I factorize, I have 4x plus 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have 4x minus 6.
Great. So that's exactly how it's done. All right.
Okay. Good.
Amor, you got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. So what about this one? What I must do?
Sir, I have 2 square x square minus 10 square.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have 2x square minus 10 square. When I factorize, I have 2x plus 10, 2x minus 10.
Great. That's exactly how it's done.
Okay, good.
All right. So let me see. I think so. Who else is on? I think Giovanni is on. David, are you getting it?
We lost him, sir.
I don't hear him. All
We
right.
lost him, sir.
Lost him? What?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see. I don't know. Okay. All right. I guess he'll come on back sometime later. All right. So let us try. Let me challenge you guys with something interesting now. It's a little interesting. Um, maybe have to slide over. So something interesting. Let me see how you guys manage these questions. Well, nope, that's not it. X to the 4. Okay. X to the 4 minus 4 and 4x to the 4 minus 9. Right? Any ideas how you would work something like this? I want some time to think and then I come back. Let me give you guys a couple minutes to think about it. You may or may not crack the case, but I want you guys to think about it. Cool? And then you get back to me. Or I get back to you. So I'm giving you guys about 2 minutes. Just think about it. All right. So let us see what you guys come up with.
All right. So for the first one,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote x to the fourth minus 10 square.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me write that down. Say right.
X to the fourth
X to the fourth minus 10
minus
square.
10
Mm-hmm.
square. And then when I factorize, I have x square plus 10,
Yep.
x square minus 10.
Cool. And you would be right, But let me show you a step that would be good for you to have. Right? So you
Okay.
see there's x to the 4.
Yes.
It would be good if you in this step had it as x squared squared. So this step,
Oh.
ideally, if you had it like this,
So you
but
know I had that?
you had it.
Yes, sir.
No one.
I had that part.
No one. So this now, so after you have this, then you go to the next part now, which is what you have above, which is the x squared plus 10, x squared minus 10. But good though, that's good. That nonetheless, good nonetheless. Excellent.
Okay.
All right, so now that you guys know, I can just quickly, because the trick is up or gig is over, so you know what to do now. So this here would just be x square square, 2 square, and then from here just x square plus 2,
Two
x
x squared
square
minus.
minus 2. Right? And then here now we have, so 2 square. So this is an interesting one. 2 square, check this out. X
X
square
square.
square 3 square.
Hmm.
Okay? So what next? I
So
have
then you're going to have 2x squared plus 3,
2.
2x squared minus 3.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Lovely. All right. So Amoy, you see what's happening? I don't hear that much. Amoy,
Yes, sir.
you understand what's happening?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So now that we've finished all of that, we can look at doing some more interesting questions, right? Let us see if I can find some. All right, let's see something here. All right, so what I'll do is to shift the screen elsewhere. So let me pause under that so that you guys can share these questions. Hold a second. All right, so I want you guys to attempt these questions now. So as I can see, they put CXC on them. So these are good questions for you guys to look at. And then we'll move on to some other um, interesting questions. So try these. I give you guys, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. And then work them on with time. We'll move on to some other questions. Cool? So see you in a few. All right. So for the first question, all right, so the first question goes something like so. So we're factorizing 5a square b and then a b square. So what's the answer for this one? Hello?
5 open bracket a square b plus ab square.
You sure about that? It's a 5 open bracket. Sure.
Here's not a square.
All right, let us think about this thing, Take our time. So we look here, we have 5a squared b, right? So we have 5. So let's look at what we said is 5 here, and you can think of 1 being here. We're not really gonna sweat that. The highest common factor is 1, right?
5.
So we're
1.
not gonna sweat that. Between the letters now are variables, so we want to think of them as we have a squared b and ab squared. So we'll compare the a's, just the a's alone. What's the highest common factor? Right? Between
A
A, right?
square.
So we know that we
Yes,
have what?
sir.
A. All right. So for the B, so we have B and B squared. What's the highest
Yes,
common
sir.
factor?
B.
B. Great. And then we have 5 and we have 1. What's the highest common factor?
5.
No, say
1.
1 because 5 can't go in a 1, but 1 can go in
Oh,
a
yes, sir.
5.
1.
Okay? So we have AB, and we don't have to write 1 because, if we put AB by itself, then it's just 1 AB. You can think of it as 1 AB, right? So In the bracket now, we're going to have 5, and then we just need
Yes.
to find whatever extra variable to make up, the difference. So,
And B.
so A for sure, because A times A is A squared,
A
and
square.
the B is already
And
there.
B.
So 5A
Mm-hmm.
is good enough right here.
Yeah.
Then we look now, we see that over this side, we just need an extra B to get to the B square. So AB times B gives AB squared, right? So B, and that's the answer, right? Next question is, probably I can do the next question below. All right. So this one, so we would have done these kind of questions. So what's the answer?
So 3. So I have 3K plus 1, 3K minus 1.
Okay, fine. So that would be the answer for you. So let me just write this out. Show the working. All right. So I have 3K square, 1 square. So I have 3K plus 1, 3K minus 1. All right. So let us look at C now. C was 2y squared minus 5y plus 2. So in this case,
So
AC,
give me a minute, sir.
all right, no problem.
So you can continue now. I'm just moving away from the laptop for a while.
Oh, all right. So AC is 2 times 2, which is 4. And then to get the middle term, we can use negative 1 and negative 4. Because negative times negative is positive. So let me just show that negative 1 times negative 4 is still 4. And negative 1, negative 4 is negative 5. So that should show some working. So let me take that out right here. So we have 2y squared negative y negative 4y plus 2. So this becomes y 2y minus 1. And then we have 2. Then this is just 2y minus 1. Great. So the next set of questions now. So I think this was question 8 on the sheet. So let us go to question 9. So 9A. It's 4g squared f squared. So any ideas for this one? It's supposed to be a f. Any ideas? Yes, no, maybe so. All right.
2
So
squared G squared
2 square g square
minus F squared.
minus f square. And from you get that, you're good because it's just 2g square f square, and this is just 2g plus f, 2g minus f. All right. The next one, B, is Tm minus 3t plus 2Pm minus 6p. All right. Any ideas? So So you factorize by pairs. So you see that you can factor this pair and this pair. So you get a t here and then m minus 3 in bracket. Over this side, you get 2p here and then m minus 3 in bracket. Then so m minus 3 is common to both terms. So I can put m minus 3 outside here and t plus 2. And that's that. So let us see if we can do question 10. I guess I can squeeze it here. Put 10, 10a. 10a is 7 mp squared, 14 square p. Any ideas? So what about the highest common factor for the numbers? We have 7. We'll have the highest common factor for the numbers, 7. We have 14. Highest common factor in this case is 7. So when we look now, look at m. We have m squared. Highest common factor is just m. We have p squared and p. Highest common factor is just p. Right, and then we put the factors in a bracket now so that when we factor times factor, when we multiply them, we get these original terms, right? So for this one, all we need is just a p. Got 7mp times p, 7mp squared. Over this side, we need a 2 because 7, 2 is 14. And then we need an extra m to get the square. And we already have a p, so we're good. So it's question 10b now. Is
Okay, I'm back.
Is 2y squared 11y plus 15. All right, so A times C is 30, right? So we need to find now factors of 30 so that we can get a negative 11. So if you think about this now, so what numbers come to mind?
Factors.
Factors of 30, right?
Factors of 32, 15. No.
Right?
10 and 3, no.
Anything else?
10, 3, no. 5, 6 and 5.
All right, the 6 and 5. So
Then I have minus 6 plus 5.
no.
Sir?
Minus,
No.
minus 5.
15.
Let me write it out. You're breaking up. So minus 6 minus.
My internet is fluctuating, sir.
You're giving problem?
I'm going to exit and rejoin. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, hearing you. But it kind of sound a bit.
I'm going to exit, rejoin.
Okay, all right. So we have this here. So 2y squared minus 6y minus 5y plus 15. So I have 2y into y minus 3. And then we have minus 5y minus 3. So I have y minus 3, 2y minus 5. And we're finished. All right, so I have some other questions that I want to share with you guys. So give me a second to put that on the screen. All right, so I have these questions now. So as the directive says, factorize and then simplify the following algebraic expressions. So I want you guys to try these out. So, so as I can see, this the numerator right here is a quadratic expression. So you're going to factorize numerator, factorize the denominator, and then something's supposed to cancel. So some canceling supposed to take place. Again, for this one, D, factorize numerator, factorize the denominator, and then it's supposed to see some common factors that you can cancel in the numerator and the denominator. And similarly for E and F. So some canceling supposed to take place. So I want you guys to try them out. They look a little different from what we normally do, but it's the same concept. So you try them and then we look at them together, and then that should be it for the class. Cool? So I'm
Okay,
going to
yes,
give you
sir.
guys a couple minutes. All right, so let's start working the questions real quick. So the first one, so just to remind you guys of the directive, so it's factorize and then simplify the following algebraic expressions. So 1a will have x squared plus 3x over x plus 3. So this one is a simple one. And look at the numerator. You know, the x is the only thing that you can really take out and factor. So you would have x into x plus 3 over x plus 3. And then cancel, cancel. You get x. So just like that, that question is over. So we can go to B, 6x squared minus 8 over 2x. So we look and we see that, all right, we see 2, we can, so 2 is the 8 safe up here. So it's all right, 2. So this gives us 3x squared minus 4. And anything else that can be done, we'll look and we'll say, maybe, maybe not. Let us see what happens. Maybe there's more that can be done, but let us see. 2x, right? So these cancel, 2 and a 2 cancel, and we're left with 3x squared minus 4 over x. Now, it is very tempting to leave the question right here. Very tempting, but I'm seeing an x squared and I'm seeing a 4, and I think I can do something, right? So if I should rewrite the numerator, so look how I'm going to write the 3. I'm going to write the 3 like this. I'm going to put a square root on it, and then I'm going to put a square. So that is in effect 3. And then this I'm going to put x squared, and then I'm going to put 2 squared. And this is all over x. So space will run out. So this becomes root 3x squared 2 squared over x. So let me continue up top. No, I don't want to continue up top. Let me see if I can just fix up some stuff here. All right. Let me just go down now. My question disappear. Give me a second to find it. Okay, we'll find it. All right, so we have now root 3x plus 2 root 3x minus 2 all over x. The thing is, you can't really go further than this, so some may argue and say, I always leave it up top. But the question is factorize and then simplify. So I factorize this as far as it could go. And this is over x, and there's nothing else that you can do about it. So, some could argue and say, maybe we should just stop up here, but just following the directive that says factorize. Cool. So that's for that question. Let me see. What about C? C is, let me see if I can just carry this over a little. Give me a second. Let me pause. All right, good. So C is x squared plus 3x plus 2 over 3x plus 6. All right, so it says factorize and then simplify. So we'll look at the numerator. We look at these kind of questions before. So the factor of AC, so 2 and 1, so 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 plus 1 is 3. So we can say 2x plus x plus 2. The denominator, now we can factor out the 3. We can put 3x plus 2. And then we continue. The numerator would be something like this. So we'll just keep working and working it. Already, so that's something going to cancel. So cancel, cancel. And now we have, let me try and scroll down. And now we have x plus 1 over 3. So I like that question. Simplifies nicely. All right, let us do D. So D is some more of the same. So this is some really good practice. But I have a bunch of questions to give you guys some safety questions that you'll see in the group shortly. All right, so for this one, the numerator, we'll look and see negative 18 and we think to ourselves, all right, what we can use? We know that 9 times 2 is 18. So we can think of negative, a negative 9, positive 2 would give us negative 7. And we'll add it up, right? And negative times are positives are negatives. So that works. So we can write that down. Negative 9x plus 2x minus 18. And then for the denominator, now we'll look and we'll say, all right, 27, negative 27. You think to yourself, what can we use? Any ideas? Any ideas? No ideas?
So you hearing me?
I hear you now.
So I think my internet is going in and out, so I'm hardly hearing.
Oh, gosh. Because when you see it on the recording. All right, so what about 3 nines? 3 nines, 27? Yes, no, maybe so. And then we can look at it. So this is negative 27. So if we have a negative 9 and a positive 3, then we can get negative 6. So we get into that. So a negative 9x and a positive 3. All right. So I'm put a little. So this one will factor the numerator. The denominator now. All right, and we'll go again. And you can see that these cancel. So lastly, all right. All right, so let us go and do E and F and call it a day. All right. So E would look something like so. All right, so we know so we're using difference of two squares. So factoring by difference of two squares. So this would just be, and then we can factor out a 2, factor out a 2, and then let us see what happens now. We get x plus 4 and x minus 4 over 2x plus 4. So cancel. And we get x minus 4 over 2. That done. And then f, we'll have 3x squared minus 9x over 18x. So what do we do here? So we can factor out 3x. This becomes x, and then this becomes 3. And then we'll have 18x. So that x cancel. So that 3 can go into itself 1, 3 into 18, 6. So end up with x minus 3 over 6. And that's it. That's it, guys. There are a couple other questions. Can leave that one at a time, right? But you will see way more questions in the group. So I'm going to put some questions in the group, and then we can, I guess, continue Monday, and then maybe do a new topic come next week. All right, so that's it for today. Look out for the homework and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Cool.